driving, enjoying a beautiful ride to Barrie to visit my parents for the 60th anniversary. We talked about that just the other day, and it's kind of exciting to think that 60 years and they're still saying yes to each other. And I think one of the insights and secrets is they have found a strategy for navigating the car. Car conflict resolutions is something pretty real. Have you noticed how attentive Ken has been?
We struggled with it. And this 5-hour drive to Barrie,
It's almost 6, 5.5.
reminded us because we had some flashbacks to conflict in the car.
What do you mean flashbacks?
Oh, we kind of did have some conflict, but flashbacks to not talking in the car because Yetta would want to talk and I wouldn't. What was the base reason for that, Yetta, as I'm driving?
Well, I would think it's nice and quiet. I have his attention, and we can continue the conversation that needs to be had, and those ones that he doesn't always really want to make. And maybe for you in your relationship, it's not him or her that likes it. Maybe she likes the quiet in the car, and he likes the conversation in the car. It may not be the same. And yet, I bet there's some similarities. There's probably something you can pick up.
It may have to do with who's driving because there is an attention to detail while I'm driving.
There is. And yet, if it's important that he sees it outside the window, he's looking over there instead of straight ahead, seems to be able to talk about that.
Yeah, because it's light. It's not taking deep concentration to have a deep conversation.
Right. So how did you used to feel about being in the car? It's not what I thought. What did you think my motive
these
was?
Little kids almost ran on the road. You gotta know, gotta watch. I thought Yetta thought it was a great time that I was trapped for 5 hours and she could talk to me.
And it wasn't about him being trapped. I thought he'd be attentive. And so the conflict raged. And we're actually here already, which is probably nice for you because then you don't have to deal with the bumping of the car and the driving. But we thought we'd actually be real and present in the moment as we were heading up to Barrie in about 5.5 hours, I guess. Often it takes 6, but the roads were good today and we avoided the traffic of Toronto by taking the back roads.
Yeah, love it. So I don't know if you've ever experienced conflict in the car, and it might be communication styles. If someone's driving and they're concentrating on that and they might feel trapped like I did when Yetta would bring up deep conversations, the troubles that we had or undone things, or the list goes on. And then as I became more quiet, she would become more frustrated and angry. And it ended in times where we got to, like, my brother's in North Bay. I got out of the car, went to get the suitcases, pulled the suitcase out. Suddenly in my car is backing up out of the driveway, and Yetta's gone because we fought all the way to North Bay, and she decided she'd had enough. And she took off for the weekend to go see her parents without telling me where she was going.
Good news is that was almost 40 years ago, and we're here and alive and well to talk about it. And yet for you it may be a different situation, and yet something where what behaviors can you put into place in the car? What rules do you have to establish or agreements do you have to put into place so that there is less conflict? Because it's not nice of us just to tell you the conflicts without giving you the resolutions, because we could give you conflict after conflict after conflict that arose in the car. And if he still to this day brings a bag of potato chips into the car, which fortunately right now he's on a really awesome health kick and not eating potato chips. However, if potato chips come into the car, the smell of the grease, even though I like potato chips, the smell of them in the car with me trapped in the car with him, not talking, and the chip crunch getting louder, it's very volatile.
It is, and maybe on another tip, we'll talk about the crunch of eating and how that drives some people crazy.
Okay, we're going to talk about that one today. So what are the resolutions we have, or agreements we've come up with? And hey, nice to have you join us. We love that we don't have to do this alone. And now we have my mom and dad's dog outside barking because they know we're here, but we want to finish
They want us
chatting.
to get out. They
I
want us
know,
to get out.
but we want to finish connecting
So we're
with
surprising
you.
them for their 60th anniversary for lunch, and then we're going out for a nice dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just wherever you are, whether you're married, want to be married, were married, these relational tips, we pray that they will be a blessing to you, as this is number 2 of 40.
But what's the resolutions?
Oh,
what
the
did we
resolutions?
come up with?
Well,
what did we agreement?
Oh, the resolution is really understanding that if someone concentrates on driving, they're not going to be able to have that deep, meaningful conversation, possibly. And you're just going to have to live with that.
And we came up with another one that actually saved us a lot of grief. Because the other thing Ken would say to me is, talk to me, keep me awake, it's a long drive, talk to me. But don't talk to me anything deep, just keep it like surfacey and shallow. So I would talk, and then
Yeah, but what's the solution, honey?
there was no reply.
What's the solution?
There was no reply.
I know.
So what did I eventually
the
learn to
solution is
do?
Be quiet as well, or I needed to reply in some way.
Right? And so we started to make an agreement that I could sleep. He could turn on the music loud. I could sleep through the music. And he could find some quieter things to crunch on or to chew, because if he didn't chew, he would fall asleep. And we also came up with the agreement that if he was really, really tired, he could pull over and go to sleep. What was your favorite thing to say when I would then wake up?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I would pull over right after she fell asleep. And she'd say, where are we? Are we almost there? And I go, no, actually, we're about 5 kilometers further than when you fell asleep.
Exactly. So we would love for you to share with us, what have you done to have an amazing experience that helps you thrive in relationship, even in the car? What are your car conflict resolution agreements and methods? Because as you share and as you comment, because really this is not a monologue. Well, I guess with two of us, it would be a dialogue
It's kind of a
between two
dialogue
of us.
anyways, isn't it?
However, we would like a dialogue with you. So if you can let us know, how do you do it? How do you keep car conflicts at bay?
And we're here and they want to see us, so we're gonna, what's that called? Peace out. We're gonna peace out.
Have an amazing Saturday. And you know, on our YouTube channel, you can get access to another one of these that's already there. And maybe later, if you're watching it as a replay, type hashtag replay. It's also on Facebook Live. And we will continue to share at least 40 of these for 40 years of life lessons learned on the long, luscious love journey of double-decker life. Have an awesome Saturday.